GR number 165389 October 17, 2008 refers to the case of NFT International Mining Agents Incorporated and AS Volcanus Oslo v. National Labor Relations Commission, Jose I. Iligan Jr. and Constantino Co. Jr. This case involves issue of illegal dismissal of seafarers, specifically addressing whether Jose I. Iligan Jr. and Constantino Co. Jr. were unlawfully terminated by their employer and are thus entitled to compensation for their dismissal. Jose I. Iligan Jr. and Constantino Co. Jr. were Filipino seafarers employed by AS Volcanus Oslo through NFT International Mining Agents Incorporated. They were dismissed from their employment allegedly without just cause. They filed as a complaint for illegal dismissal with the National Labor Relations Commission. NLFRC is seeking compensation for their wages, allowance, and other benefits, as well as damage. The NLFRC ruled in favor of the seafarers, finding that their dismissal was illegal and awarding them compensation. The employer, NFT International Mining Agents and AS Volcanus Oslo challenged the NLFRC decision before the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court decision upheld the NLFRC decision, affirming that the seafarers were allegedly dismissed and were entitled to the compensation awarded by the NLRC. The decision underscored the importance of protecting the rights of the Filipino seafarers and ensuring that they are not dismissed without just cause. By applying a consequentialist framework, the consequentialist framework in ethics is concerned with evaluating the morality of the decision based on its outcomes or consequence. In legal context, these frameworks guide decision makers to choose action that result in the best overall consequences. By assessing the consequences of the seafarers is positive outcomes, and mitigating harm, and evaluating the impact of the employers like accountability, deterrence, and considering the broader social impact like positive precedent, improving labor standards, and for our conclusion, using the consequentialist framework, the Supreme Court decision in NFT International Mining Agents Incorporated and AS Volcanus Oslo v. NLRC can be viewed as the ethical choice aimed at maximizing positive outcomes for the seafarers and society at large. The ruling that ensures justice for the wrongful dismissed workers, deters future unethical behavior by employers, and promoters a fairer, more just labor environment. The benefits of the decision, particularly in terms of upholding workers' rights and improving industry standard, outweigh any negative consequences for their employers, making it the most ethical course of action according to the consequentialist framework. And that's all. I'm Cadet Midshipman Almanicar from BSMT 1-1. This is my video presentation, and that's all. Thank you for listening, sir.